With Novavax, I had a small misconception of how it actually functions, which is why sometimes a picture can be worth a thousand words. With how it's often talked about in literature, I had assumed that it's basically a buckyball structure that has spike proteins plated to it with nanoparticles as the intermedium, or the intermediary. So for reference, this is a buckyball structure, basically a cross-linked hollowed out sphere, and how it's phrased is a matrix M adjuvanted to a recombinant spike protein nanoparticle of COVID-19. But I was bored the other day and I was like, you know what? I want to look up what this actually looks like. And I stumbled on this paper over here and I was like, oh, they're actually not attached to one another. They're just mixed together. That makes way more sense. So right here, these are the buckyball structures. These are the matrix M. And then these are the little rosettes, which is just a fancy way to say like a flower-like structure. So in this one in particular, you see that little central core, that's the nanoparticle core, and then it has spike proteins coming off of it in sort of like a 2D space. I had always thought that these were just attached to the surface of that, and that they were sort of working together combined to stimulate the immune system, but no, it's actually, these are just existing in solution. And it looks like a lot of the time they're just like free floating spike proteins with some of them combined together. So that's interesting. With these matrix M buckyballs sort of just mixed in. And this is a cartoon graphic from Novavax showing the same thing, where you have these matrix M buckyballs sort of existing in space. And then the vaccine nanoparticle is existing here, the rosette, where it's a bunch of nanoparticles in the center, and then you have the spike proteins adhered to it. So I just thought that was cool because I was surprised about it. I was like, oh, this is something that I think people should know about. Because when I hear the word adjuvanted to, it makes me think it's adhered to, but what they meant is that there's an adjuvant of the matrix M in addition to the vaccine nanoparticle.